What's the best parting gift that you ever left for your teacher? The last month of my senior year, I decided I wanted my favorite teacher to remember me, just not in the way she expected. My name's Emma, and my English teacher, Mrs. Collins, had one habit everyone in school knew about. Every single morning before first period, she'd write a motivational quote on the whiteboard. Sometimes it was Shakespeare. Sometimes it was Maya Angelou. Sometimes it was just, "You survived Monday, that's enough." She never missed a day in 23 years. One afternoon, I jokingly asked, "Mrs. Collins, what happens if someone beats you to the board?" She smiled. "Nobody has ever gotten here before me." For some reason, that sentence stayed in my head. So the next morning, I got to school 45 minutes early. My best friend distracted the janitor while I quietly unlocked our classroom with permission from the student office I was helping decorate for graduation that week anyway. I erased the board. Then I wrote, "Today's quote, the early bird steals the whiteboard. Definitely Mrs. Collins." I signed it. "Love, your favorite senior." When Mrs. Collins walked in, she froze. The whole class went silent. She looked at the board, then turned toward us. "I've been teaching for 23 years. She paused. "Someone finally beat me." Everyone burst out laughing. She erased it and wrote her real quote underneath. I figured that was the end of it. It wasn't. The next morning, another quote appeared before she arrived. "Homework can't hurt you unless it's due in 5 minutes." Again, I got there first. Again, she laughed. By Friday, she'd started checking the classroom every morning like she was guarding national treasure. But somehow, I always got there first. Soon, students from other classes started showing up just to see what the unofficial quote of the day would be. Even teachers walked past our room before the first bell. One science teacher stopped and said, "I don't even teach English, but I'm invested now." Mrs. Collins finally announced, "Whoever keeps doing this, I'm declaring war." Challenge accepted. The next week, I started hiding the quotes instead of writing them on the board. One was tucked inside the attendance book. Another was taped beneath her stapler. One was folded inside the dictionary she used every day. Every morning, she'd discover another handwritten quote waiting for her. She'd read it out loud, roll her eyes, then smile anyway. On the last day of school, she caught me walking into class carrying a small gift bag. She crossed her arms. "I know it's you." I smiled. "You've been saying that for 2 weeks." She laughed. "I still can't prove it." I handed her the bag. Inside was a brand new leather journal. On the cover, in gold letters, it read, "Quotes Mrs. Collins never actually said." She opened it. Every single page already had one of my fake morning quotes written inside. There were 99 of them. She laughed so hard she had to wipe away tears. Then she looked at me. 99? I nodded. She frowned. "Wait, there should have been 100. I just smiled. "Maybe." That summer, I moved with my family to Oregon. About 6 weeks later, I got an email from one of my classmates. Subject line, "She finally found it." Attached was a picture of Mrs. Collins laughing while holding a folded piece of paper she'd discovered inside the back cover of her classroom dictionary. Quote number 100 read, "A great teacher doesn't just leave students with memories. Sometimes students leave teachers with new traditions." The next spring, I came back to visit. Mrs. Collins hugged me before I even said hello. Then she pointed at the whiteboard. Every Monday morning, a different student now volunteered to write the week's first motivational quote before class. She smiled and said, "You ruined my perfect attendance on the whiteboard." Then she laughed and somehow gave me something even better. To this day, every graduating senior leaves one anonymous quote behind for Mrs. Collins. Most students think it's always been a school tradition. Only she and I know. It all started because one stubborn senior girl decided her favorite teacher deserved one last reason to smile after graduation.